You know, for almost a century, there's been this one book that claims to hold the secret to incredible wealth, a formula that was discovered by studying the world's most successful people. That book, of course, is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And today, we're going to unlock that secret.
So the story goes like this. Andrew Carnegie, who was one of the richest men in all of history, meets this young journalist, Napoleon Hill, and he gives him a challenge, a mission, really. He says, I want you to dedicate 2 decades of your life to studying the most successful people on the planet. Figure out their shared philosophy, their secret sauce, and then boil it down into a formula that anyone, and I mean anyone, can use.
And believe it or not, Hill took him up on it. For 20 years, he analyzed over 500 of the biggest titans of the era. We're talking people like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, John D. Rockefeller. He was on the hunt for that one common denominator, that one thing that drove their massive success. So after all that work, what did he find? What is Carnegie's big secret?
Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, Hill makes it really clear that the secret isn't some magic word or a secret handshake. It's an entire philosophy. And every single great achievement, he says, starts from the exact same place.
And this, right here, is probably one of the most important ideas in the whole book. The starting point is not a wish. A wish is, well, it's vague, it's passive, it's weak. The real starting point is a burning desire. It's definite, it's obsessive. It's what Hill describes as a keen, pulsating force that takes over your mind and becomes your single, dominating dream. To really get this, Hill tells the story of Edwin C. Barnes. Now, this guy shows up at Thomas Edison's laboratory with literally nothing. No money, no connections. Edison himself even said he looked like an ordinary tramp. On the surface, he had absolutely nothing going for him, or so it seemed.
But see, Barnes had something way more valuable than cash or a nice suit. He had a crystal clear, definite desire. He didn't just want a job at the lab. No, he was completely determined to go into business with the great inventor. That one super specific, unwavering goal was his only real asset, but as it turns out, it was the only one he needed.
And here's the kicker. It didn't happen overnight, not even close. He took a low-level, menial job at the lab, and he did it for years. All the while, he held on to that one single desire in his mind. He never, ever let it go. And because his mind was so laser-focused on that one thing, when an opportunity finally popped up that everyone else missed, he was ready. He grabbed it, and as Hill puts it, he literally thought himself into a partnership with Thomas Edison.
Okay, so a burning desire is the starting point. We get it. But how do you actually make that desire a reality? Well, Hill doesn't just give us the theory. He lays out a really practical, step-by-step framework to turn that intangible desire into actual riches. These are Hill's 6 steps, and he says they are absolutely non-negotiable. And notice just how specific they are. It's not just, I want money, it's the exact amount. It's not just about what you'll get, it's about what you will give in return. A definite date, a definite plan, and then you write it all down and read it out loud twice a day. The whole process is designed to literally program your subconscious mind, to turn it into this relentless machine that works day and night to achieve your goal.
But look, a burning desire and a rock-solid plan, as powerful as they are, they're like a race car with no gas. They need fuel to actually get anywhere. So Hill identifies 2 other mental forces that are absolutely essential to keep the whole thing running.
And those ingredients are faith and persistence. Faith is the absolute, unshakable belief that you will achieve your goal. Hill calls it the eternal elixir that makes your desire a reality in your own mind first. And then you've got persistence. That's just good old-fashioned grit. It's the toughness that keeps you moving forward when you hit a wall, when you face what Hill calls temporary defeat.
Now, the power of persistence is just perfectly captured in one of the book's most famous stories. It's about a guy named R.U. Darby and his uncle, who got totally swept up in the gold rush. They staked a claim and headed west, absolutely convinced they were going to dig and grow rich.
And after some early success, the vein of gold they were following just disappeared, vanished. They kept drilling but found nothing. So, totally defeated, they did what most people would do. They quit. They sold all their machinery for pennies on the dollar and walked away. They were just 3 feet from the gold.
So how did they know? Well, the junkman who bought all their equipment was a little smarter. He decided to get an expert opinion before packing it all in. He hired a mining engineer who realized the Darbys didn't know anything about fault lines. His calculations showed the gold was waiting, just 3 feet from where they had stopped digging. That junk man went on to pull millions of dollars out of that very same mine.
The lesson here is just so powerful. Temporary defeat is not permanent failure. Hill says it's often just a test of your persistence. He says failure is a trickster. It takes great delight and tripping one when success is almost within reach. It's like success is just waiting to see if you have the guts to take one more step before you quit.
So when you put all these pieces together, a definite desire, fueled by faith and driven by relentless persistence, you finally get to the heart of the secret that Carnegie wanted Hill to share with the world. It all comes down to what's going on inside your own head.
This verse from the book just sums it all up so perfectly. And it's not just a nice little rhyme. Hill says this is a fundamental law of the universe. Your outer world is just a direct reflection of your inner world. The thoughts that you let dominate your mind, whether they're about success or failure, will sooner or later create your reality.
So there you have it. The secret isn't a shortcut. It's a formula, a definite desire turned into a definite plan, executed with unwavering faith and relentless persistence. Riches, in whatever form you want them, they don't respond to wishes and hopes, they respond to this formula. And that leaves us with just one last really important question. What is it that you desire most?